Hi, this is Dave Mast for OhioSportsTicket.com. We are joined in studio here at the ITN newscast room at Hiland High School with a couple of special guests today. Gary Starret, former principal at Hiland High School, and Karen Lamp, owner of Country Craft Cupboard in Berlin. Welcome to the show today.
Thank you.
We're here to talk about something very special today, and it's a huge part of the Hiland Academic Boosters' ability to raise money and give students scholarships, and that is the annual sub-auction. Karen, Gary, you guys were here from the very start of this thing, just about. Talk a little bit about the history of this thing and how it got started.
Basically, we had a academic booster meeting, and we were searching for an idea how we could do more scholarships. We hadn't given enough because more and more kids were going on to college. And I think Karen left the meeting and must have talked with Jim Gray. A few days later, Jim Gray was in my office and he said, I got an idea for the academic boosters. And it was a sub-auction. And Jim really did a tremendous amount of work to get it started. He got everything donated. And the first sub-auction was held in the old gym, and all the sandwiches were made in the cafeteria, and Karen and a group of people, the Main Street merchants, prepared it, and it's grown to be a very successful venture.
And if you haven't seen these subs, there's 6-inch subs, there's foot-long subs, there's 2-foot-long subs, and these are special subs because they're not $5 subs, and some of them are $500 subs. And it's been an incredible fundraiser for the Academic Booster Club over the years. Karen, talk a little bit about the early days of putting those sandwiches together, because it's not like it is now where everything's kind of prepackaged from Walnut Creek cheese.
Right. Well, everybody talks about the good old days. I tell you, the good old days when we started this were not the good old days. At that time, Jim was owner of Uncle Bert's in Berlin, which has now been bought out by Walnut Creek Cheese. But when we started this, we decided to do, I think the first year, 42-foot subs. And had no idea, what kind of reaction we would get. But it was a lot of work. And Gary, you were there to see part of it. But we would lug the big saran wrap machine in. We would bring crates of onions, crates of meat, crates of lettuce, crates of cheese, and tomatoes. And we would spend all afternoon in the cafeteria kitchen chopping onions, crying, and slicing tomatoes, and washing lettuce, and weighing out meat. So it was quite the process. And we thought if we only get like $10 for these subs, we're not going to be happy. But we had no idea how it would take off. Now it is so streamlined with Walnut Creek Cheese pre-packaging that it's a really smooth operation.
We are joined in studio here at Hiland High School by Jerry Shoup. Jerry, welcome to the show here. We're talking some subs.
Thank you.
Well, Jerry, at Walnut Creek Cheese, you guys have been a big part of this. I think since 1996, Walnut Creek Cheese has really been instrumental in this sub-auction, just really gaining traction and growing. And talk a little bit about your role in this whole process.
Sure. Well, Walnut Creek gets the order, and we do a lot of things. First off, the bakery actually bakes the bread for all the subs, so all of that's made in-house. Then all the ingredients, from the meat, different meats, to the cheeses, the lettuce, the onions, the tomatoes, is all cut up in-house and prepared at the store. And then they even the employees go above and beyond, and they even separate everything so that the meat for each sub is made into individual packets. So as we're putting the subs together right before the basketball game, when they do the auction, it's real simple. You just grab out the allotted meat, throw it on the sandwich, spread it around, make it look as good as you can, and go from there. But they really do a tremendous job of putting it together, and for those of us that help assemble, they make it pretty simple for us.
This started so many years ago. Has anything changed in the process from 20 years ago until today for you guys?
Sure. One of the things that our bakery actually came up with is they decided to bake the sub buns in a round sandwich. And so years ago when we were doing it, they were like literally 2 feet long or 1 foot long, and now they're large and round. And it gives it a nicer presentation. We're actually able to use a different container, so it's easier to carry. Before, you used to carry it in the middle and the ends would flop down or different things, and so it gives it a nice presentation, and it looks nice for those that buy it and take it home with them.
You know, for Walnut Creek Cheese to be a part of this for 20 years now, why does your company feel that it's so important to be a part of a scholarship program like this?
Sure. Well, we love being involved in the community, and the scholarships are for the kids, and the kids are the ones that go to school and come back to the community, and so it's nice to help them out. And this is really a unique fundraiser because we're able to help supply the goods that are being sold. We're able to buy a sub, and the whole community chips in. And so this is one of those things, you know, we help with a lot of different fundraisers from different people, but usually it's just giving them the product. And so this gives us a chance to actually help out, physically help out, provide a space, and just help watch the whole community get involved.
And I know that you're here doing the talking, but your better half, Ruby, is really the one who is instrumental in a lot of what goes on today, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. She organizes everything. Once Craig and others pick the date, she makes sure that Walnut Creek has the order. I work there, but I don't work in the department that takes care of it. And so she plans everything, makes sure the order is there, makes sure everybody has the right date, and we do the right quantity, and that everything is organized and ready to go.
Now, if you don't think Jerry knows what he's talking about, which a lot of people might accuse you of that, but the fact is, in 1994, Jerry was actually a scholarship recipient from the Hiland Booster Club. And
I was.
Talk
yes.
a little bit about that and the importance of that.
Sure. Back in a long time ago, back in '94, I would have received a $500 scholarship from the Booster Club that I was able to use. I think books was mentioned. I think I used it for books and various things in school. And so it gives me an opportunity to, hey, I received this, and that was pretty neat, but now I'm involved in the community and can actually give back. And it's one of the things I look for. It's nice to see the different people that we're able to give scholarships to come back and work in our local businesses.
And from your aspect, you see what happens at Walnut Creek Cheese. How neat is it for you to see the Berlin Main Street merchants, the local community as a whole, kind of come together and support the school like this?
Right. It's a lot of fun to be involved with because too often it's one business or one group taking care of it, and this is one where a couple groups can come together because the Main Street Merchants involves a lot of different businesses from Berlin, and so everybody can team up and work together to make something successful.
All right. Well, Jerry, thanks so much for joining us today. You know, do you guys have any favorite memories of those early years putting those together?
I think the thing I remember most is the business people, how they got behind this project, and they started to bid against each other, push the prices up. And I remember Larry Kaufman was always pushing the price up on everybody else. And those business people have been so supportive, and those businesses are still coming back every year and buying subs. It's just a fantastic community support for the academic boosters.
Karen?
And it's a great team effort because we work with the academic boosters, Walnut Creek Cheese and the Main Street Merchants. Walnut Creek Cheese and the merchants pay for the supplies, but we all work as a group in assembling them. And like I said, it's really streamlined. In about 45 minutes, you can have those subs assembled and wrapped and ready. I can remember bringing the Amish gal named Mary, who was in charge of Uncle Bert's. She and I would load everything to bring up. One day when we brought it, we almost lost the wrapping machine in transport, and yeah, so it was not that much fun back then, but it's kind of fun now. We get together, and it's kind of fun to see how fast we can put them together, and they're good too.
Yeah, they are very tasty, and the Main Street Merchants have been involved with this thing for so long now. Why do the merchants feel it's so critical to be part of this?
Well, when you give the scholarships at the banquet in the spring, the academic boosters have allowed us as merchants to give a scholarship because we help with this. So we feel it's important, and we usually ask somebody here at the school, usually Craig, to choose somebody going into business. So we feel that's a way to give back to the kids and perpetrate some good people in our business community. So we like it designated to go to a business recipient, and we often get letters back from the recipients saying how thankful they are for that, and then we're glad to welcome them back into the business community then.
Yeah, it's a neat way to kind of introduce our young people here to how giving and supportive this community really is, isn't it?
Right.
Now, Gary, we talked earlier before the broadcast started about some of the visiting teams that come in for this auction. I mean, this auction takes place after a game. Usually, it's later in the season here at Hiland High School, and it'll be down at the Perry Reese again on January 20th when the Hawks take on Triway, and it'll be following that varsity game. But you've seen a number of fans from visiting schools who haven't really witnessed this before come and say, well, yeah, we'll buy a sub, and they sometimes don't hang around too long.
They want to buy a sub, then they see the first one go for $500, and they go, oh. And I don't think the visiting people have bought too many subs, but I think they've stole this idea and are trying to do this in their schools too.
And the reason that is because of the support that we do get for this from the community and the businesses. I mean, local individuals and businesses drive this thing. How much fun has it been to watch that kind of support come from our businesses here that, we'll spend $500 up to even more on a sandwich?
As being a former superintendent, seeing the support that our business community gives to our school is just fantastic. And I don't think there's any other communities that have that kind of support. And
It's all about the kids.
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
it's all about the kids. And about 10 years ago, the Malone alumni started chipping in and buying the sub, the first sub. And I think last year it went for $1,300. So we would challenge any other alumni groups around to step up and do the same.
Yeah. And just to give you an idea of how crucial this sub auction is to the Academic Booster Club, in 1990, the Academic Booster Club gave out 4 scholarships of $500 each to Hiland graduating seniors. And that has grown over the years. And in the 90s especially, it really seemed to explode. They went from 4 to 12 to 17 to 29. And the scholarships have gone from $500 to $750 to now to $1,000 a piece. Last year, they gave away 28 scholarships for $1,000 to students, which is an awesome thing to be doing. I mean, that's an incredible number. And what we've seen is, like you said, Karen, so many of these students are so grateful for this. I mean, education today is not cheap, so every little amount counts, and $1,000 is not a little number. So it's incredible to see that happen. But this has been all thanks to, in large part, to this sub auction, which has created a large amount of the funds that go into these scholarships. I guess just as far as inviting anybody to the January 20th sub auction, again, that's against Triway, where there will be 22 footers, 21 footers, and 10 6-inch sandwiches. As far as encouraging people to come out and attend that and support the kids, you want to give a little plug to that?
I think it's an opportunity to show your support for our young people, and the price of college anymore is just unbelievable. And we might only be purchasing the books for a student for a year, but that's a tremendous help. And it's only successful when we have people there that are there to buy us up.
And Karen, if anybody does want to come and help put the sandwiches together, are they invited to do so?
They sure are. Yeah, it's like I said, it's a lot of fun. We do it usually at the Walnut Creek Cheese, and it goes really fast. The first few years when we did the auction here at Hiland, we would bring tables out and stretch them out 40 to 60 feet, however, just to give people an idea of how long this sub is. I don't think we do that anymore because we have too many subs. But anyway, yes, come and help the kids, because sometimes we're behind the scenes and not involved with kids in high school because we're too old or something like that, or don't have grandkids here yet. We don't know the kids as well. We don't know who needs to be helped and who's going into business or whatever. So it's just great to partner with academic boosters in the school here.
I think Craig Hirschberger needs a real pat on the back. He has done an awful lot to keep his sub-auction going, and he knows the kids here at Hiland, and he tries to get as much financial help for them as he can.
I agree with that.
And again, it's a tremendous community effort that's that's been going on since the Booster Club's been here since 1990, giving out these scholarships, and the sub auction began in 1993. You were both very instrumental in that, so we're grateful to you and for Craig and for everybody else. If people do come and help put the sandwiches together, Karen, they can expect a little good-natured ribbing. I mean, there's a lot of give and take there, isn't there?
Oh, there's a lot, yes. It's fun.
All right, again, that's January 20th. The Hiland Academic Boosters sub-auction will be here at Hiland High School at the Perry Reese Center. Following the Hiland Tribe Varsity Boys basketball game, we invite you all to come, enjoy the experience, buy a sandwich, and be a part of something that has become incredibly special to our students here at Hiland High School. For HighSportsTicket.com, I'm Dave Mast. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Fans all over the universe. It's amazing.